In this episode of Restore It, we're going to tear down the old workshop and I'm going to show you around the new one. If you remember not too long ago, I made the choice to move to Spain and set up my first workshop for the channel. I chose Spain because it was relatively close to home, sunny most of the time, and importantly, not the UK. After 25 years of living in one country, especially one as grey and as cold as England, I felt like I needed a break. And it was great, just the change I needed, a different culture and some new things to explore. As soon as I arrived, my mates and I got started on the workshop. With no real prior experience, we sort of just made it up as we went along, especially when it came to the spray booth. If I was to do it all again in that space, I'd do things very differently. But overall, I learnt a lot that I can take with me into the new one. And this is pretty much how it ended up, mainly workbenches and a spray booth, with no room for a car lift, mainly because the building wasn't tall enough. As great as it was, I pretty much grew out of the place as soon as I moved in. So here's us packing everything up and breaking everything else down, ready to transport to the UK. With the old workshop packed up and ready to go, let's have a look at the new one. So this is it. The old one was 90 meters squared, and this one's 380, and double the height, if not 4 times in the middle. As exciting as this is, it's actually quite daunting moving into a place like this that has so much potential. I'm most definitely the least experienced business on this industrial estate. I truly am an amateur of some trades, but I guess we all have to start somewhere. Speaking of amateurs, that reminds me of our sponsor for this week's episode, a company that's helped me on countless occasions when I found myself in a sticky situation with one of the E30s. These are factory-style workshop repair manuals for BMW E30s. This is exactly what technicians use at the dealerships when they carry out work on customers' cars. Step-by-step instructions with pictures and talk specs covering everything you need to know about that particular vehicle. They'll also tell you if you need special tools or equipment and how to use them correctly. These manuals will show you how to do practically any job that you can think of. And better yet, you can get a manual for almost any car in existence. So check it out in the video description. These things are usually $20, but I'm going to leave a discount code down there for 30% off your entire order. You can download your manuals to your computer and have them for the rest of your life. It's invaluable information that can save you a ton of money and give you the knowledge and confidence to work on your own car at home. Thanks to eManual for sponsoring this episode and helping people like you and me to better understand our cars. I really couldn't do what I do without them. So let's take a look around the new shop. So before we get into the workshop, we've got these 2 office rooms at the beginning of the building. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these 2, but they do double up as a mezzanine, which is great for storage. At the moment, they're being used for storage whilst I get the workshop ready. As we enter the workshop, we've got a sliding door to our right and a pre-existing spray booth to our left. For the first time in my life, I've got access to 3-phase power, which means milling machines, lathes, car lifts, you name it. Proper big boy stuff. Up there is the mezzanine, which has great storage potential. You can walk on it and you can stack stuff up there. This spray booth was built by the previous owners. Thankfully, they didn't tear it down when they moved out because I'm going to use it as it is. It's even got its own extraction system, still built in and still working. Ignoring the mess for 1 second, behind those cardboard filters is a massive extraction fan that extracts out of the building. The intake filters could do with changing as they are pure dust. As well as this door here, it has got another double door over here which I'm not too sure about. I think I'm going to cover that up and, if anything, extend the spray booth out lengthways so we can possibly fit cars inside. To the right of the workshop we have a shutter door for cars and bigger items to come in and out. I believe this to be a pre-existing air system, but I'm sure some of you will know better than me. This could be water, this could be air. I'm not sure. So for some reason that system just ends up in the middle of the room and doesn't really do anything right now. Goes across there, comes down in a few places with a few taps and ends over there. Once the floor's painted, one of the first things I'll do is rebuild the workbenches and put them in this corner. So luckily enough, this place comes with an industrial heater. I just have no idea how to get it working. It's got some sort of gas line going to it, I think. Some sort of fuel. I'm just really not sure how to get this ignited. The brand's Powermatic. It's got this contraption on the front of it. And by the looks of it, it can do summer and winter, auto and manual. It'll do cold air, but it will not do hot air. It's like a gale force wind of cold air when it's already freezing cold. So if anybody knows how to ignite one of these, please do let me know down in the comments. The lighting in this room is obviously terrible at the moment, and that's not helped by these, what are they called, tube lights, most of which are missing and some don't work at all. These 2 metal poles were here when I got here, and I need them removed as they're for an old car lift that isn't the one that I've got. We thought about cutting them out with an oxyacetylene torch, but we don't have one and I can't find one anywhere, so we're going to chop the beams at the ground. And of course not forgetting the new car lift. This excites me more than anything else. To be able to work on a car, not on the ground, in the mud, is going to be a great time. It's a Eurotech 24BE, and it's got a max capacity of 4,200 kilograms, 4.2 ton. I think that's more than enough for the E30s I'll be dealing with. I'm just waiting till the weekend for a guy who's got a forklift to come and help me put this thing up. And that's it for this episode of Restore It. I just want to say a big thanks to everyone for getting me to 500k subscribers. I hope you're as excited as I am for the future of Restore It, and I can't wait to get started on this workshop and make it truly a great place to work. Thanks for watching, and thanks for bearing with me whilst I move into the new shop. I've got a million plans for new projects and for the existing ones. I just need to get set up and get going. In the next episode, we're going to paint the floor and set up the workbenches and see where we go from there. See you then.